Usually when rappers fall off, they either struggle in an embarrassing pit of obscurity or they low-key have to disappear into a 9-to-5 day job outside of entertainment. But sometimes there are those special hip-hop giants who have so much music stirring in their souls that they manage to reestablish themselves with a moment of truth that is so strong you have to call it a comeback. Not only are these the top 10 greatest career comebacks in hip-hop, but they are also rappers that matured organically, were met with open arms by audiences, and in some cases were even better than ever before. First on our list, we got 2 Chainz. Not many young hip-hop fans have heard of Tity Boi, but they all may have heard of 2 Chainz, even though they are the exact same person. As Tity Boi, he was a member of the rap group Playaz Circle. Making minimal noise on Ludacris's Disturbing the Peace record label, the fellow Atlanta lyricist needed a new way to make an impact. Reinventing himself for the better as 2 Chainz, he got re-established with Def Jam, and even Kanye West made him an unofficial member of the Good Music Crew. Look at the list of hits that 2 Chainz melted the music industry with. No Lie, Birthday Song, Watch Out, It's a Vibe, and We Own It, Fast and Furious, with Wiz Khalifa, just to name a few. Next up, we got Joe Budden. The 2003 Joe Budden on Def Jam Records was a firm part of radio rotation, especially in New York City, with introductory tracks like Fire, Focus, and the Grammy-nominated and Just Blaze produced Pump It Up. But when his sophomore album came out as a moodier, grimier follow-up to his debut, Joe Budden and Def Jam president Jay-Z clashed, leading to disses and being pushed out of the mainstream spotlight. Instead of falling in the trap of chasing fame with forced attempts at making popular music, Joe Budden made fame chase him instead. Joe Budden constructed a reputation of emotional rap on independent labels, like E1 and Amalgam Digital, further pushing personal point of view through freely sharing his opinions online with web videos and podcasts. His supergroup Slaughterhouse with Crooked I, Joell Ortiz, and Royce da 5'9" created a major label deal through Eminem's Shady Records. Now, for the time being, Joe Budden has retired the lyrics and established himself as a prolific hip-hop personality, creating shows like Everyday Struggle and State of the Culture. Next up, we got Tyga. There is a reason why rapper ex-Cash Money Records artist Tyga told Billboard magazine, "I'm a guy you can never count out." It is because he proved it so many times over, especially with his comeback track, the summer 2018 anthem, Taste. Going triple platinum, peaking at number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100, and grasping over 400 million YouTube views for its music video, Taste appears to return Tyga to the days of his hits like Rack City, Faded, and Bedrock. In fact, Taste is the first platinum plaque Tyga's had in over 3 years since AO with Chris Brown. Other 2018 songs like Swish, which peaked at number 44 on the Billboard R&B Hip Hop Airplay chart, and a feature on Iggy Azalea's Hot 100 comeback of her own, Cream, helped eclipse the disappointment from his February 2018 Kyoto album that debuted at a depressing 1,000 units sold in its opening week. Next, we got Gucci Mane. Along with fellow Atlanta rapper T.I., Gucci is a pioneer of the trap rap flavor that countless performers outside of ATL continue to cash in on. After reaching mainstream momentum with his Obsessed remix with Mariah Carey, the trap classic Lemonade, and making an appearance in Harmony Korine's movie Spring Breakers, Gucci wound up in prison in 2014. Sure, Gucci released project after project before he was released physically from incarceration, but upon his return to the free world, Gucci appeared different, in a good way. He lost weight, had a much more positive attitude, and made his comeback clear with a BET reality show called The Main Event, documenting his $1.7 million wedding with Keisha Kayor. He also had the post-prison hits, both featuring Drake and I Get the Bag featuring the Migos. Next, we got 50 Cent. 50's origin story in the entertainment industry is a movie. Not many rappers have been signed to Columbia Records, then shot 9 times, dropped from the label while recovering in the hospital, then blackballed by the music industry because of a controversial song, Ghetto Quran. Most people might call it quits after that, but 50 Cent isn't most people. Unable to find a recording studio in the United States during his blackball period, he recorded 30 mixtape songs in Canada with business partner Sha Money XL, and literally toured on his own with these tracks. In 2002, thanks to 50 Cent's lawyer Eminem heard 50 Cent's Guess Who's Back CD while his lawyer was still working with Eminem's manager, Paul Rosenberg. Eminem invited 50 to fly to Los Angeles, introduced him to Dr. Dre, then signed 50 for $1 million, and released his 6 times platinum album, Get Rich or Die Tryin', and made history with one of hip-hop's greatest comebacks ever. Up next is Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne had a gigantic comeback in the form of the Carter 5 album that he released on September 28, 2018, almost 4 years later than originally planned, after not releasing a studio album since 2015 with Free Weezy album. The Carter 5 was a star-studded welcome back project that featured Swizz Beatz, XXXTentacion, Snoop Dogg, Travis Scott, Nicki Minaj, Kendrick Lamar, and Ashanti, among others. One of the reasons why Lil Wayne was musically quiet was that he was halted from releasing the Carter 5 project earlier due to publicly feuding for approximately 4 years with his record label owner that he entered the music game with, Brian Birdman Williams. Lil Wayne went as far as dissing Birdman and his Cash Money records on songs, and suing them for $51 million in an attempt to leave the label, due to not being paid properly for his success. Wayne was once arguably the largest living rapper thanks to his The Carter album series, a hefty collection of mixtapes, and turning Drake, Nicki Minaj, and Tyga into worldwide celebrity hip-hop artists. This is why it was truly a return to the winner's circle of rapping for Lil Wayne when the Carter 5 emerged as a gold-selling album in its first week alone, and hitting number 1 on the US Billboard 200 music charts. Next we got Meek Mill. After much success with Rick Ross, Philadelphia's own Meek Mill lost many things. Meek lost an extremely public rap battle with songs against Drake. Meek lost his superstar girlfriend, Nicki Minaj, and he even lost his freedom after being sent to jail. But when Meek Mill was released after being incarcerated earlier in 2018, he garnered a lot of attention for sharing his desire for prison reform and highlighting Black Lives Matter at the 2018 BET Awards. The free man Meek Mill was invited to share the stage with Drake in the form of a truce. Jay-Z announced that he was producing an investigative series on Meek Mill's legal situation. New music began getting passionately cooked up, and even Meek Mill's home team of the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. Meek Mill has definitely made a comeback, and the door for him is wide open. Next, we got Kanye West. Before Kanye West's Donald Trump support, emotionally unhinged statements that made his core fans become someone else's core fans, and somehow deciding to dress up like a bottle of water on Saturday Night Live when it wasn't Halloween, Kanye made a different misstep in his career. He was in the midst of his 808s and Heartbreak non-rapper Phil Collins phase and grieving from losing his mother when he burst onto the stage at the 2009 MTV Video Awards unwelcomed to humiliate singer Taylor Swift while she was accepting her Best Female Video Award just to tell her that she didn't deserve it. The backlash was so bad that President Barack Obama publicly called Kanye West a jackass. What did Kanye do for his big comeback? Almost a year after Kanye's Taylor Trainwreck, Ye literally released Power and then Runaway, with its Pusha T appearance and an unapologetic chorus that celebrated other so-called assholes like himself. The Kanye juice became addictive again, and he returned with what many considered a masterpiece, the My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy album. Prior to its release, Kanye even launched the free song weekly from his website in the form of Good Fridays. Some were unreleased, some were on the album, all were exciting. And next up, we got Jay-Z. With the Brooklyn icon Jay-Z, it may be very difficult to say he ever had to make a comeback, especially when he and his R&B diva queen wife Beyonce have a collective net worth of over $1 billion. But music to the multitasking businessman of Roc Nation and Tidal, fame has in recent years looked more and more like a hobby in his extremely busy life. Sean Jay-Z Carter retired in 2003, became the president of Def Jam for some time, and returned with the critically lackluster Kingdom Come album in 2006. But leave it to Jay-Z to heat it up simply by lighting the fuse with his own hot vernacular. After a 4-year album pause after releasing Magna Carta Holy Grail that performed well commercially but not much more than mixed reviews from its critics, Jay-Z upgraded his subject matter of sex and wealth to include racial tension and the importance of good credit with his highly respected return comeback album 444 on June 30th, 2017. He even followed that up with a dream collaboration album with his wife Beyonce and their joint Everything Is Love project and their co-headlining on the Run 2 tour that brought in $250 million. And last but not least, we got Eminem. Eminem from 1999 to 2005 was a blockbuster rapper, like the hip-hop version of the Batman movies, global hit after global hit. But Eminem has also appeared to be the Dark Knight when it comes to depression, dealing with the loss of his best friend Proof, and well-publicized past drug and domestic problems. When you are an international brand like Eminem, with a 9-figure net worth, it is hard for fans to see anything wrong with that picture. One of more notable drops in Eminem's career occurred with the 2017 album Revival, containing more R&B guests than apparently listeners were ready to accept from M. Even with platinum sales, Revival polarized critics in a dismissive fashion, leading to the 2018 unexpected release of Kamikaze. Eminem back to brutally blistering bars, name-checking his naysayers, and creating creative quotables. Eminem even went back and forth in a memorable manner with rapper MGK.
This has been a Hip Hop Madness original. Make sure you stay tuned and stay up to date on everything we got going on by subscribing and making sure you hit that notification bell. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Hip Hop Madness and join the movement.